Hey everyone, First Note meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland here. Thanks so much for joining me on a special edition of this Facebook Live this morning where our 2024 NOAA Atlantic Hurricane Outlook was just released. It's brand new, hot off the press. So we wanted to go over it with you and see how it stacks up against previous seasons and what we can expect here at home, and even how it stacks up against other predictions as well. So as we go ahead and dive right into this, let's go ahead and take a look at right where the numbers came early this morning. So here is what is fresh off of the NOAA forecast. So this is the 2024 hurricane season for the Atlantic, issued by NOAA this morning, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Our forecast this year calls for 17 to 25 named storms, hurricane strength up to 8 to 13, and major hurricanes 4 to 7. I just want a side note here, something that Dr. Spinrad said on the NOAA press conference. He said that this is the highest May outlook ever issued by NOAA. So this is the most number of named storms, hurricanes, or major hurricanes ever issued for the month of May from NOAA's hurricane season outlook for the Atlantic. So something pretty significant there, especially because we have three things going on. One of them, La Nina, is setting up. That means that we have low-level higher winds, and we have a lot more of that warmer air kind of stationed right across the tropics. And we've been talking for a couple of seasons now about record or near record sea surface temperatures. That's expected again today, and maybe even quite a bit warmer than average. So this NOAA forecast stacks up against our 2023 season like this. We had 20 named storms, and if you remember, last season we actually had a storm in January. So not this past January, but a year before that, we had a named storm that they looked at when they went back in data, and it showed that there was a storm that was off the New England coastline there, and then 19 named storms in the middle of our 2023 hurricane season. So that does add up to the 20 named storms. 7 of those were hurricanes, and then 3 of those were major hurricanes. So we had a very active 2023 season, and unfortunately, one of those major hurricanes did make landfall here in the Big Bend. That was Hurricane Idalia. And a couple of them didn't even make landfall. They were just kind of spinning around in the Atlantic. So it just takes that one hurricane or major hurricane to change the community forever. So that's something that we're really going to be stressing for this upcoming hurricane season. Just a reminder, June 1st is the first day of Atlantic hurricane season. In 1991 to 2022, the average was quite a bit below that. We are right on par with hurricanes and major hurricanes. Named storms has upped a bit, so especially see this in the beginning of the season where the storms get going very quickly over across the Atlantic, right across the Cape Verde and parts of Western Africa. Those get going, get named, and kind of spin off. But this season, especially with low shear, we have a La Nina. Last year was El Nino, and then with quite a bit less of that upper level wind, those warmer temperatures that are unfortunately all ingredients for what NOAA has predicted here as a very active hurricane season. So we have the NOAA season outlook that was just released. Again, those were the numbers, but we also had the Colorado State University outlook. They calling for 23 named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 5 majors. So pretty much right on there. And then that 19 plus 1, that was that January storm we just talked about. So, right there with the NOAA forecast, where it does look like an active season, and it goes from June 1st to November 30th. So all of those months and maybe even after possible for a hurricane. So that's what we're going to be continue watching, especially as we get into the later summer months. That's really when our communities can be impacted more greatly by those hurricanes. We're more active, especially August and October, September. But that doesn't mean that we can't get one before or after that by any means. But this hurricane season, we're seeing this low-level shear across the tropics, these higher than average sea surface temperatures, some of them near record-breaking or record-breaking. So again, just really setting us up for an active season all across the Atlantic. Here are some of the names for those storms. I don't know why I skipped it. So here are some of the names for our Atlantic season: Alberto, Brill, Chris, Debbie, Ernesto, Francine, Gordon, and it goes on. And so, if we do have the, forecasted up to 25 named storms, obviously we'll go through this list and, quite possibly like we've done in the past, gone into the the backup Greek alphabet, which is what happens when you go through this 2024 hurricane season list. So just something to keep in mind. Hurricane season is right around the corner, and again, hurricanes can happen, even before and after hurricane season, but the bulk of our activity really come in the next few months, and we'll be unfortunately probably checking a few of these names off pretty quickly here in the season as some of those storms get going across mostly the Atlantic, West African coastline first, and then moving over here. So something to really keep an eye on. I know we're re-stressing those outlooks, every day. In our summer months, we talk more about, the Atlantic than our active, severe weather season. We're kind of getting out of that and getting more into the hurricane season. So it's been busy here across the Big Bend over the last several weeks with severe weather, but please don't let your guard down. Prepare now. That's what we say for that hurricane season. You want to have everything ready to go in case a hurricane is looking to impact your neighborhood. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll leave you up with this NOAA outlook again, 17 to 25 named storms with the forecast for NOAA brings 8 to 13 hurricanes and 4 to 7 major hurricanes. So that is our 2024 NOAA hurricane season outlook that just got issued a few moments ago. Stay safe, everybody, and of course we'll be joining you with our special coming up on hurricane season. And we'll have more on all of these outlooks and what that means for you in the coming days. Other than that, stay safe and make sure you prepare now. Have a good day, everybody.